Cool. Hello, Togepi, how are you? Glad to hear that you're doing good. That's wonderful. Give Alice just a second to get through the ad. Sugarbee, hello, how are you? Always lovely to see you. And hello, Alice. All right, let me put my face on air. Hi. Let me in. Thank you for the host. And Ryan, hi. C'est la vie, oui. And I believe what Mihan has just done is, thank you for the reminder on the Mewtwo. And, well, that next Pokemon will be whatever the randomized route redo says. So, Mihan just donated the last 30 AXA money needed for the randomized route redo, which, as you may know, is the scariest of the things that I made. And this is probably the only time that we're going to see it for the series. But hi, Alice. At least I darn hope so. So, I've got my spreadsheet open. I had a feeling that this was happening. Ooh, yeah, if that happens, then we're getting rid of our Steelix, in which case I can't get myself another Steelix, and it's no longer duped out. Because the way I'm treating it is, essentially, I never caught that Pokemon. And so I just have to remember for that one. So we have 36, well, more like 30 options, because I have about 6 that are reroll proof. So we'll see. Oh. Well, Togepi, please, no problem. I'll keep it down. Also, I don't think I'm gonna leave my hair back like that. This is kind of what it's doing now. I think it works. I officially have, like, okay medium length hair. But so, Nade, welcome! How are you doing? And it always was Mofocado, didn't you know? Use exclamation point sellout in the chat to have Jenny tell you what I'm selling tonight, which is apparently Pantene. And no worries, Togepi. And if you're sleepy, I hope to, help to provide some relaxation. So, here is the deal. Here's the dealio, y'all. Last time we got the 7th gym badge. Cool. Right now, we're starting the episode off. I have an extra life, by the way. The extra life cannot be used in the case of a randomized route redo. That's just in case someone dies today. But we're gonna see who it's gonna be. I'm gonna roll 1 through 36. If it hits one of the reroll proof ones, I will re-roll it. So, random number generator. 1 through 36. Nade, I'm in a similar boat. I got maybe 4 hours of sleep last night, and then I slept an hour during my lunch break. I'm strangely doing okay. I was not before the lunch break. I had a headache all morning. That's just because my sleep cycle got a little jacked with the holidays. Right, Sugarbee? Oh my gosh. The funky tunes are wonderful. And Veilstone's a good one. Alright, so here we go. Generating a number for the randomized route redo. Here we go. Pulsing my hands out. 14. Which means... Oh my gosh! Oh, like that. Oh no. Oh gosh. Number 14 was Route 211, which was Bronzor. So, train that Bronzong for months for nothing. It's fine. Rest in peace, Mulan. If I catch another Bronzer when I go back to Route 211, I'm calling it Mulan too. It's in my party right now too. It's level 56. I have a level 56 Bronzong. I mean, I liked Mulan too. I can't not. Here's the thing. I kind of still want to not release it because I did spend all that time training it. Yeah, no, it wasn't as good as the original Mulan, but yeah. I think I am just gonna leave it there. Because I spent all that time training it. I'm not getting rid of it because I intend to use this for Battle Frontier stuff. I'm not gonna lose all that time. But so, that essentially means I now no longer have a Pokemon that I caught on Route 211. Thank you. And we'll go back and do that before we actually get to any of the story progress. I could do it. I mean, Mihan killed Mulan. This is what happened. Okay. Which Pokemon was I still trying to train? I should actually probably leave Oregon now. No. Oregon should be in the party because Oregon didn't get shown off at all last time. Pikachu shouldn't be in the party. Yeah, so I did not have enough time between Saturday and today to get all of my Pokemon caught up. So this is gonna be the first episode, excuse me, in a little while where I'm not just pushing levels up. Mihan, you killed Mulan. Mulan is dead and it's all your fault. Or at least it's over 50% your fault. It could have been Crobat. Mihan. Yes, it was Mihan. Okay, so 211, that's the route just on the other side. Ooh, excuse me, wrong thing. It's just the one on the other side of Eterna, if memory serves. So we're gonna go there first. I'm gonna catch a new Pokemon. Could have been Lickitung. You're darn right it could have been Lickitung. Lickitung is not reroll proof. Could have been my Golem. Graveler. It's a Graveler. It's still a Graveler. I mean, how many times have I killed Geodudes in this series? It would have been just one more on the never-ending pile. I would have been a little sad if it were Machop, Monfacata. And my night's going actually really nicely. You know, today was my first day back at work. Alright. So it's essentially like I was never here. And so, I think if I caught anything else that can be found on this route, it's technically duped out at this point. Like Ponyta. That's how I'm going to choose to apply my rules. And Starly Staravia is still duped out. Because I did have one, even if it died. What we got? Well, that's duped out. So that's one on the dupes. Alright, Lucario, we can just leave. Oh, well, Nate, that's a nice way to spend 40 minutes. Fine. I didn't catch one last time, I'll catch one now. This is a painful one. Medichamp's not a bad Pokemon, but it's not as good as Bronzong. Bronzong was a clear contender for Final Party with its defense. Mutawart? Mutatwart? It's not Mulan, exactly. I'm still gonna call it Mulan too. It's not as good as the original. It's still okay. Yeah, that. I'm gonna move that out of the 18 box because it is not an 18 caliber Pokemon. I actually have to start deciding who the final team is gonna be. Thankfully, Bronzong is not one of the ones that makes up the Cynthia team. I could have done that, but it didn't. Was it actually numeralized on the actual thing? Yeah, I don't think you do either, Nick. I could get a Haunter with that. Yeah. I could have called it Chenpo. Or Yao, King of the Rock. Well, go in here with all the Pokemon that I don't want. I trained a Frostlass a bit between times. Hello, not pro yet. Welcome. It was numeralized. Okay, well, if I remember, I'll fix it. I do have a Quagsire. Quagsire is right now serving as backup for Rizzo. Okay. Yeah, so I have to start thinking about who I want on my final team. I think Lucario is pretty clearly gonna be there. Oh my gosh. Sugarbee, please feel free to share it if you still have it. Lucario is such a special beast and has such nice type coverage, it's definitely making the cut. Eigengrow is hard to train, but I love the bulk. Mihan, what do you want me to involve? And Aaron, hello, and welcome. Welcome anyone who's coming along with the raid. What are your options? Mihan, your options right now are Graveler and Porygon. Yeah, I'm debating whether or not to use Infernape, Nick. Oh, yeah, that works. Thank you, Mihan. All right, we'll evolve Porygon. I'll do that later in the episode, though. I'll just remember to do it. Don't let me forget. Nice, no pro yet. Who are you playing as tonight? Jenny does a great job. And thank you, Mihan, for remembering to use that command. Aaron, how are you? What were you up to? I see it was a night in the woods. Which I've seen before. I know I've seen before. Yeah. Because, I mean, what of the Elite Four members do you need fire for? Aaron? I can beat Aaron with other stuff. Because I'll have a good level lead on Aaron's Pokemon. Like, I could probably beat Aaron with Serpentine. I think what's happening right now is I'm still marching ahead. In, like, you know, with, like, trying to replicate Cynthia's team. Gotcha, not pro yet. And so, Tuxedo Rose needs some training. You know, why don't I just bring Cynthia along? Why not? I'll switch Cynthia out for Eigengrow right now, because Eigengrow's doing fine. And I'm impatient. Yeah. Because I'm missing Garchomp. Yeah, Bug Ground, Fire Psychic. Yeah, Fire doesn't do me much good, especially Firefighting doesn't do me much good after Aaron, so I may just leave him out. Pikachu, you know, Pikachu's easy to train, but Pikachu won't probably be the most useful for me in beating the Elite Four. I don't think I had a Fire type when I did a Platinum Nuzlocke the first time. Oh, and Sonic, how fun enough for you. And so Rizzo right now is my stand-in for Milotic, and Ilessa is my stand-in for Garchomp. So yeah, this is the team that I'm currently considering most actively. All the others in A team are currently good all-purpose backups. This technically is kind of the B team of A team. But they're good. Oh, Mulan 2 was supposed to be Mewtwo. I'm sorry, Mihan actually redeemed a nickname. So I should honor that rather than just going with the joke. I'll go change it. Sorry, I forgot. We'll do that real quick, and then it's back to Veilstone to attempt to defeat, the Team Galactic stuff that I gotta do. Right, Sugarbee? I've noticed that. You always could, Mafakata. I just discourage it, because then I have to remember. Like, if you do that, I will say you have to remind me. Otherwise, I am not gonna, I may not recall. Y'all should definitely check that out, because Notpurget is very, very, very fun to play against in Smash Brothers, I have to say. And a good sparring pal. Togepi, if I did put that option in, it would be very risky. I mean, that Pokemon would almost certainly die. There are, like, enough ways of making me, like, pull things out of the boxes that, you could get me to pick something that's kind of bad. Especially now that, like, training the Pokemon is, hard. Oh, yeah. Because Garchomp's is, like, it's, like, normally kind of blue, and when it's shiny, it's, like, kind of green, right? Am I remembering that correctly, Nick? Yeah. Because I'm right now, I don't have a bench that's 3 deep. So if Big Bad Boxes was met, for Volkner, I would have to pull, I'd have to pull Awu out. Belly Cut is a slightly different shade of red. Aaron, I don't know. I don't know if I'm going to do this sort of challenge for one of the 3DS Pokemon games. I have Sun with me. I don't think I have my copy of Y, but I have Sun. And Sun I've never beaten. So I don't know. It would be harder for me to do this sort of challenge, but maybe more fun. Because I don't have as much ability to plan. But then there's also the new XP share, and it's just, man, it makes everything easy. I could say I'm not going to use it, but then I would have to be so patient. Yeah, no, I was always more drawn to Yveltal than I was Xerneas, so that's why I got what I got. Anyways, this time, I'm gonna do some training on the Pokemon that are currently a little behind, especially Spiritomb. I think I feel like Spiritomb has been almost entirely off-screen training, and so I definitely want to show Cynthia the boy off. And Oregon can be in second position for the moment. And I'm gonna, while we're here, I'm gonna just run into the department store and pick up some new Hyper Potions, because I'm running a little low. I don't have any huge like HP juggernauts. Oh, not you. I think it's you. Nope. I guessed the wrong one again. It's the middle one. No, it's not this one at all. I have to go back to the first floor. Oh gosh. I didn't want my vitamins and minerals. I just want potions. There we go. Yeah, I have $600,000. I may, before the end of this series, max out the money. Also, if you'll notice on the bottom screen, F is level 55. F is stronger than some of the Pokemon that I'm actually considering actively using. I can only have the one barrel, unfortunately, Sugar Bee, but you know, it's getting training. What, do you think I haven't always been Axel Rich? Rich in terms of calories, ha 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 ha. I'm you know, to eat me would be, you know, you'd have to eat an amount of fat. Ha ha ha. I'm really, this joke. We can do that. I'll do it later. Just remind me. Because my rock climb Pokemon is currently in the daycare. I guess Pikachu also knows rock climb right now. I could grab it. Oh, I think it's Sludge Bomb, if I'm remembering correctly. I think it's Sludge Bomb. Which could be nice. Okay. This is where I'm supposed to be right now, right? We Team Galactic will take everything that can be taken. Eliminate everything that's not needed. That is Team Galactic's policy. Welcome. This is Team Galactic I'm sorry. This is the Galactic Veilstone building. Cosmic energy for the win. Wouldn't it be wonderful if we could harness that boundless energy? Wait a minute, wait a minute, wait a minute. How lazy were they in writing Sword and Shield if they already had a villainous enterprise fronting as an energy company in the series lore? Team Galactic conducts R&D around the clock here. Focus on the development of new energy resources. You're too young for us. You can join us when you're older. Yeah, rushed for sure. Okay, so it seems I can't do this yet. Unless, do I have a key card? I may have to go to Acuity Lakefront. Because I didn't do that, but Barry seemed to have already checked it out and it was fine. And he was like, go to headquarters. Okay, I probably have to go. I probably have to go to the lakefront. Lake trip! Let's do it. I probably have to fight Jupiter there. Try the keypad? That certainly isn't it. No, that's not it. I'll just, okay. I'll get Pikachu out, because Pikachu knows Rock Climb, so I'll have Pikachu in my party for a little bit. Yeah, well, I think you're right to do that, not per yet. Okay, so I just skipped a step. That's my bad. I thought Barry had taken care of things. I didn't know that he left unfinished business. The fool. Okay, I guess I'll take Ilessa out. Ilessa's actually pretty easy to train. Because I can just beat up the dude with the Gyarados outside of Canalave. I have like 3 or 4 training spots that I use in rotation in my head. Whenever I get bored of using one, I just switch to another. And so, you know, off air, I am almost constantly either in route like 214 just south of Veilstone, or just to the, just east of Canalave, or now that I've got the lodge area, I'll go just past the lodge that's just through like the Mount Coronet opening, and there There's 2 ace trainers that you can get both on the same screen, and one of them has like 2 normal types that are each worth about 1,500 experience points, which is really nice for training fighting types, or really most Pokemon. I know the spots. And there's some other places that are, you know, better for like lower level Pokemon, but those are the ones that I've been using most with the Pokemon that I've, you know, with the levels that I'm at now. You know, Snover, you could stop. Oh, that reminds me. Just an additional thing. I don't know if I'm ever gonna get a chance to make this, but I have all this stuff like done for it. I just have to edit it. I found out something that apparently is an hitherto unknown mechanic around how confusion works, at least as of Gen 4. You know... Got a Siege. Okay. You know, maybe Cynthia's just not the right choice for this Snover. Rizzo, you do it. Like, I looked online and I couldn't find anything that corroborated the mechanic that I found. So I made a little discovery and I tested it. It's too bad there's not a 4th one with terrible hair, Monfocata. Otherwise, it could be the 4 Foul Follicle Fiends. Not gonna... I'm not gonna say just yet, Meehan. But I thought it was super neat. Frosted Roots. Oh my gosh. Wait, he left. He totally left. Am I wrong? He went down the slope. What is he doing here? Huh? You're not getting away with this, Team Galactic. Oh. Are you finished already? Your Pokemon aren't, like, bad, but you're laughably weak. You honestly, like, thought you could save the Pokemon of the lake? And become Pokemon champion? Dream on, little kid. But ew, it's so cold here. Let's, like, go back to the Veilstone HQ. Oh, don't I know you? We, like, met in Eterna City. Listen, Team Galactic's gonna, like, do something huge for everyone's sake. It's gonna be amazing. That's why you should, like, keep out of Team Galactic's way. Don't come whining about poor Pokemon and, like, other trivial junk like that. Don't waste your time coming to, like, our HQ in Veilstone. Now if you'll excuse me. Yeah, that's right. I couldn't do anything against Team Galactic. That Pokemon called Uxie, it was suffering. I'm gonna get tougher. It's not about winning or losing. That's not good enough. I have to be stronger. It's not enough just to want to be the most powerful trainer ever. It takes honest effort and a determined heart. I don't know to whom you're referring, Nade, because not me. But thank you. Alright, so let's go back to Veilstone now. Let's grab Sludge Bomb. Ooh, where can I get a truckload of rare candies? That would be real handy. Cause you know, it takes a good amount of time to get Pokemon to level now. It's the reason I only have 3 at level 60. Oh, it's over there. Yeah, I really want Sludge Bomb for Rosa Raid. Cause that just It doesn't... Oh, this is an incense. So not here, not this one. But I do feel like it's here, and I do feel like it's gated by rock climb. I think there's another spot. For only $129.99. Oh boy! Is this a Pokemon Go reference? Oh boy! I love spending money on mobile games. It's everything I ever wanted. No, I swear there's somewhere else. Maybe it's over at, like, maybe it's at Valor Lakefront. Whatever. For the moment, we're good. Sludge Bomb is in the warehouse. Oh, so can I go get that now? Oh, I think it's behind a thing. That's it. That's why it's in my head. Okay. You can tell that I'm dealing with, like, the ghosts of previous playthroughs and having read a guidebook. It's in the area I can only access now. Oh, then I should probably go snag it. Don't want to have that gated behind I guess an actual gate forever. That would be quite sad. Speaking of snagging, opinions on Pokemon Coliseum / XD Gale of Darkness. The reason I bring this up is because I just have to wonder. I have to wonder if there are still people who are adherents to those, given that they were, you know, interesting for their time, but I feel like they may not have aged great. And thank you for this fun fact, Nopri. It's very fun. It's interesting that despite having 3 doors, you only go in one of them. Okay, so I came to the HQ, talked to the grunt outside. Okay. Hello. There. Would you look at those antennae? I don't know what they do, but those are some mighty impressive antennae. Hey, it's you. I bet you don't remember me, but I sure remember you. Because of you, they took my Clefairy away. Partner called it quits and went back to his old country. I know nothing. I don't know anything about any storage key. Aha! You! Leave this to me! The storage key for entering the Team Galactic hideout I have right here. A frontal assault. It is not possible, but we can enter their hideout. Well, will you enter the hideout? You have your reasons, yes? Mm-hmm. Very well. Inside the Team Galactic warehouse. We will meet there. Prepare the best you can. I shall join you shortly. Okay, are you gonna go prepare? I thought he was gonna leave. I feel bad for the guy. Because essentially what he said was, my Pokemon was stolen, they sent my boyfriend back to, you know, France or whatever. Like, he's been really through. I see why he sort of spilled the beans on things. Ah, hello. I have kept you waiting. I will use this storage key I have obtained from the Team Galactic. Kerchunk. Yes, it is opened. I will go on ahead, my friend. Do not expose yourself to danger. I think he just got his redemption arc. Because he definitely just gave the, that was a Dusk Stone. Oh, that's where you evolved Miss Magius. If you got one. If you got a Misdreavus. Okay, so I gotta be searching about pretty, you know, to make sure that I don't miss, you know, Sludge Bomb, because it'll probably be somewhere in here. Team Galactic will set free all Pokemon, all of nature. Team Galactic will then own it all. Okay, thanks. Okay, so I can't get in there. Oh my gosh, right. The Galactic hideout music is amazing. It's got so much funk. And this of the villains' hideouts, I remember being like it's not straightforward, but it's not as confusing as Silphco is. It's got like, I think, 2 or 3 clear paths. Did I not heal? Oh gosh. Well, I'm just dumb, aren't I? That's my own darn fault. I swear sometimes I walk into the Pokemon Center, I think that I'm gonna heal, and then I just don't. Alright. I do not know any actual Psychic moves, so I'll just use Dark Pulse. Yeah, the last one right before Christmas would make sense to me, not Pro yet. It'll be... You should pick all 3 of the months. You should pick all 3 of the months you think it's gonna be. So, I would probably guess April, August, November. I might be wrong on August. It might be July. You're lost, but you won. That brings me up to 11. It's pretty high. Most stoves only go up to 10. Okay, what we got here? I do like the dynamic lighting effect in this place. You know, things that are sort of on the top of the screen are definitely a little more in shadow. Yeah, so I cannot get in that way at all. With that creepy Sharon and a kid like you around, the HQ's not the same anymore. Like, you characters changed the, well, character of the place. Yeah, by December, but I would anticipate that they would do the last DLC character, or at least announce it in advance of Black Friday. You know, try and generate the last bit of sales. Okay, I'm not... Well, I have nothing that would be even regularly effective against Houndours, so we'll switch out. Rizzo, you come on out. We're gonna give lots of Pokemon some chance to shine today. He's got a Murkrow. I see. Yeah. Actually, what I'm realizing, they're using some of the same elements in, like, dungeon design as they have been throughout the rest of the game. Which is, they're foreshadowing things that you will, you know, you'll be able to come back to once you have, you know, an item, or in, like, the overworld in HM, that, you know, that give the areas more, you know, more texture, more, like, draw to come back. And it's something that I think, especially in more recent Pokemon games, you don't see as much. Most of the routes are just, you pass straight through, you can get everything on the first time, maybe 1 or 2 have something to come back. Yeah, more intrigue, certainly, but also just things that are specifically gated, you know, by things that you may not have yet in the stories, you know, in the arc of the story. I have a Team Galactic member, but I don't even have a Pokemon. The gruntiest of grunts. It's my fault, though. I still don't know how the warp panels connect. Oh. The music is smoother up here. Who do you think you are, desecrating the halls of our HQ? Yeah, but, so what I mean is, they give you, you know, there's foreshadowing. You see things that you're gonna come back to in a way that, like, I remember the last dungeon of X and Y, or the last, like, villain dungeon. It was very it had like slide puzzle panels, but it was very straightforward, and it was really not a maze at all. And up until that point, everything had been very hallway. I guess we're trying the right one first. I didn't exactly give that input. Cool, it was the right one. By which I mean it was the wrong one, but it gave me an item. Okay, this one goes through. I wonder if the Team Galactic grunts are given like a manual when they're like just starting and they have to memorize everything that's on it, you know, as to how everything connects. Okay, that's another staircase. Well, let me check that staircase first. You're now going to get to see how I am playing like any RPG where I'm given multiple paths. I will just keep checking different paths until I find, you know, until I figure out which one was the wrong one, even if it means going halfway down one path and then coming back and then going halfway down another, only to realize the first path was actually the wrong path. And, you know, I should have just stuck to it. Yeah, we were talking about Metroid, yesterday, actually, during Earthbound. Scientist Frederick, the Curlia. What a perfect matchup for my Ghost Dark type. I wonder if I have this idea in my head that, like, the Elite Four members are constantly trying to, like, beat each other, and, like, move up slots. And so I wonder if anytime Lucian's like, hey, Cynthia, I want to fight you, I think I can do it this time, if she just sends out her spirit to him, he's like, okay, I'll pass. I'm done. I can't beat that. That's probably why she has Spiritomb first on her team. But back to the progress gating. I think it's also, like, it's good utilitarian use of the world that you put in. I mean, generally the Elite Four, you know, relative to one another, have pretty even levels. Or not even levels, but, you know, a pretty clear gradient in the levels. And then in later gens where you can sort of, you know, pick which Elite Four member you want to deal with first, you know, their levels are more equal. And we can go all the way to Porygon Z if someone uses a hop to the left again. Okay, what's this one? Cool, I think this was the ultimate where I'm like, yes! Sludge Bomb! Alright, so I'm not gonna teach that to Roserade just yet. Aha. Because Roserade could die. Okay. To get into Master Your Cyrus' speech, where was it now? The Galactic Veilstone building, not much I'm sure about. Went through the doors besides the reception counter, I think it was? What did I do with that key anyway? Where's it gone? Yeah, shortcut key. Though I got more to explore up there. I did it. And now I can use the, you know, the gate in the main building. Awesome. I think it's water. I think they're water stains. Actually, slightly standing water. Really? I mean, it's an underground warehouse, so I guess, you know, 5 times it's water, 5 times it's dust. It's probably a pretty good chance it's one or the other. Actually, you know, 5 times out of 10 it's water, 4 times out of 10 it's dust, 1 time out of 10 it's like grime or slime. Which is, you know, real cute. nice. Cynthia is one-shotting things. Some things. Ah, rats, okay. Oh, I do not want to deal with a Murkrow. Ilessa, why don't you do this one? I feel like I've definitely had those sorts of misconceptions about myself, Mofocado, where it's like, you know, especially on, you know, games where it's not, you know, super explicit what the things are, they're just, you know, art elements in a stylized world. You know, there are definitely misinterpretations to be had. This is not quite that, but I remember when I first played Pokemon, they show you like your full character model, right? You know, what it looks like in the battle scenes, and then they shrink you down to like the, you know, the little Tic Tac size that you use when you're in the overworld. And I was like, wait, why can't I just be the big character the whole time? You know, not realizing things like memory limitations and, you know, things like stylistic design, and I was like, no, I just want to be the big guy. I want to be the big guy walking around, not the little one. And I thought there was like some setting that I could change. I think that was probably the first time I ever messed around with the options. Was like, I want to be the full version of the character model. I mean, that's pretty much what they are.
Locked doors only open with a special key. Now, if I was a comedy relief sort of bad guy, I'd tell you. But I really don't know.
We're too young to understand the changing times. Stand aside and let Team Galactic shape the future. So totally question for you. What type of giant would you want to be? Harry Potter or Big Friendly Giant? Important question. Alright, dark point. You know what, let me try this. Or Hilda Giant, yeah. And so I'm presuming, of course, in that you'd be a friendly giant, not one of the ones that eats dreams. Or wait, was it that the good giant ate dreams? And the bad giants were like, they ate meat? Am I confusing this with another book? It's elementary school right now. What's happening? There was a peach, right? No, I know that's a different one. The Big Friendly Peach. Yeah, that's it. I got it. There's a book about eating dreams. I can't remember whether the dreams... the good ones ate the dreams or the bad ones ate the dreams. Oftentimes the bad ones eat the dreams, but maybe Oh my gosh. Oh god, I don't know that I can think of anything sadder than a McDonald's salad.
True alert, there's something smelly about you.
I know James and the Giant Peach. Yeah, I'm familiar with that one. But was that the one with the eating of the dreams? And was it the good ones or the bad ones that did it? Is there another thing about eating dreams? I know drowsies do that. The McDonald's spaghetti. Well, we're not in Italy. Excuse me. Oh, rats. I'm fully befuddled by this. I feel like that was it, because I feel like I remember doing that unit. Oh, it has insomnia. Well, let me just switch out. We'll let Alessa take care of this, and I'll just heal Cynthia. I may be remembering a plot point to, like, the book we read before we read the BFG in, you know, 3rd grade? 4th? I don't remember. I know I was in elementary school. I had the same reading teacher for 3 years. Oh no! Oh gosh! Oh wow, Tom! Why? Why are you so nice? I appreciate it immensely, and more so because, there. This, Tom, this was actually inspired by what you used to do, and also that I don't want Amazon, so I'm gonna start a direct donation thing. Don't want Amazon to get the half. I thought the half could go to a nonprofit. But thank you so very much. That is so immensely kind. Tom, how have you been? I know I've seen you recently, but that was on your side. Oh, Naparia, that's too bad. Great. Okay, so I actually played this perfectly. I went straight through to the one that I was supposed to. Or no? Because this is a dead end. What? I guess I have to go in the front now. Because there's quite literally no other way for me to go, because that was straight progression from... Okay. Well, shoot. Oh, and thank you. Yeah, the Mid-Ohio Food Bank does a lot of cool stuff, not just food bank stuff. You know, they have pharmacy services, you know, other homeless services. Like, they are such a cool organization. And of course, serving, you know, my greater Columbus area, my hometown, you know, it's like the least I can do. And I'm so glad to hear that you're doing well. And oh my gosh, I've been meaning to ask how, for those who don't know, Neon streams and has a, you know, and is part of like Leah's community who, you know, used to raid here back when she was still streaming. And Tom just recently did a Hot Ones interview with Mordormi, right? And I really wanted to know how that went, because am I on what? I have no idea what that is. What is Tiltify? Yeah, but the Hot Ones interview was during one of my... Actually, I think it was on the first, so it was during my year in review. And so I didn't get a chance to see it. But I was enamored with the concept, all of which is to say, please check out Neon Tom. Thank you, Mofakata. And anyone else that Neon Tom thinks is good. I just anyone could use that command. It's not like it's gated to like mods or whatever. Oh my gosh, I like spicy food. I do want to try it at some point. The sauce, I don't know about the interview. I love the interview format conceptually, and Hot Ones itself is a series, you know, on YouTube. For those of you who are unaware, please check it out. Hot Ones interviews are so fun, and often, you know, provoke more genuine responses than you would get in sort of typical American late night. And that I like very, very much, as well as good research. Good research just presses my buttons. Alright. There we go. Galactic key. Okay, so now this should be all the stuff that I did not already have access to. That is a synopsis of it. Ooh, Mihan, I'm guessing that would be you. Oh. Yeah, I'm gonna set up my own way of having the direct PayPal donations because I use Streamlabs, so I can go through their stuff to set up a link. But so noted. I may just look. I'll look at their stuff just to see if it's a better pass through because I don't want to pay Streamlabs either to like edit the page. Thank you. I mean, please enjoy your lurk. Man, this is... I don't know what it is about this month. Is there a lurk command? No, Mavkata, I voiced this in the past, but I'm not a huge fan of the chatbot commands that are just distractors. Lurk commands are essentially, I mean, some people use them to tell people, hey, if you leave the volume on your live stream, then, you know, you'll still be counting as a viewer even while you're lurking. And some people just like, you know, just have it as like a, see ya, but I can say see ya myself. I'm pretty good at that. I guess I'll just use Dark Pulse on both of them. Yeah, they don't do anything. I like things with function. Yeah, it's just a goodbye. Which is, again, not to say anything ill of anyone who actually uses one. Because they can have purpose, especially for people who are, you know, more game-oriented. I feel like I do a decent job at just, you know, keeping track of things, and because I don't play games that require my full attention. You know, I don't play shootery games where you need, you know, twitch reflexes and things. And so, yeah, it's not to say anything ill of anyone who would use one, because there's definitely, you know, use cases, but I certainly don't prefer it for my own, you know. I, for the longest time, didn't even want to buy. But Jenny's good at remembering to talk about things. Yeah. And I've got a good question. You feel like it would be hard with this spike to, you know, really get things nice and clean, because you really got to do a lot of this. It's probably... Lucario just probably does a lot of... So that's my impression of a Lucario washing its hands. Thank you. I'll be here all week and into next week and the week after that, and then, you know, for several other weeks, and, you know, continuing on and on into perpetuity. Really? Huh. I would have never thought of tracking people who are like, I just, you know, if you want to lurk, you can. If you don't, whatever. Huh. For what purpose? Do you know? I don't think you do see, Mavkata. Ooh, there's a book. I wonder if the book tells me a secret. There's a part titled The Pokemon Statues of Eterna. Oh, this is just going to be about the sign that they took. I'm good. I don't need lore. I know what's going on. What's your deal? Oh. I won't let you disrupt our research. This is for Team Galactic. I feel like this man tricked his supervisor into saying yes to his project of watching television for half the day as part of his job. I feel like that's what I'm interrupting right now. Maybe he has a Rotom, though. No, he's got a Porygon, too. I have no idea what this man's doing. He was definitely just sitting there watching TV when everyone else was, like, getting ready for Cyrus's speech. Nice. Attaway Cynthia. Well, Togepi, of course only the grunts show up if all the scientists are just watching television. need to know more about the corporate structure here. I think I'll come back to this. Because I want some more items. I have a feeling that way lies progress. Everything belongs to Team Galactic. Look beyond the world. Space will become Team Galactic's. It's pretty presumptuous. There we go. There's an item. You'd think, you know, given that this is the Galactic headquarters, they'd have like the salon that they all use here. I would just love if there was just a specific trainer class that was like, you know, hairdresser Susan, and behind her she's got like a table full of, you know, like sky blue dye. And of course she's got the bowl cut herself too, but she has it in like auburn. She's not gonna conform. Psst. Here. Over here. This gathering of the Team Galactic. What is the meaning of it? Oh, are we doing this now? Okay, let me get on my Cyrus voice. Fellow members of Team Galactic, hear me. My name, as I appear to you today, is Cyrus. This music is a little too like fast and bouncy, I feel, for this. I feel like Cyrus's demeanor is very flat and very intense, and this is like, ooh, ooh, gotta dance. Like, I feel like there's a mismatch here. Anyways. This world of ours is a crude one. In a word, it is incomplete. It has been, and always will be, a struggle to survive in this world. We humans and Pokémon are likewise incomplete. Because we are also lacking, we fight, we maim. It is ugly. I hate the incompleteness. That we are all incomplete, I hate it, with my entire body and being. Did you ever consider counseling? Not trying to destroy the world? I wish I could shout that, but you know, my player character is mute. I can't do it. The world should be complete. The world must change. Then, who will change it? Me, Cyrus, and Team Galactic. Yes, all of you. Together, we pored over the myths and exposed their secrets. Together, we captured the legendary Pokémon. And now, Team Galactic has obtained the energy to change the world. The power of dreams is within our reach. Grasp. Words. Understand it, fellow members. My long-held dream world is on the verge of becoming reality. Hello, Azeroth. Also, when he says my long-held dream world, I feel like we're verging, you know, very close to, like, Barbie trademarks. I think Cyrus would be a great replacement for the Ken doll, though. Someone dark and brooding, but also stylish. I mean, can you imagine a fashion fever Cyrus? It would be great. All those headed to Mount Coronet and those who remain here. Though our missions may differ, our hearts beat as one. Let there be glory for Team Galactic. Wow! Master Cyrus is the greatest! I don't know, motherfucker. I've never seen Cyrus's legs. Yeah, you gotta ask yourself these questions. What if he never skips leg day? Whew. So, that was Cyrus, the boss of the Team Galactic. Quite the performance, no? Mesmerizing for one only 46 years old. But to make a world for Team Galactic and none other. Ominous Galaxy trademark fashion line. Perfect. Yeah. But Team Galactic goes about it a completely different way. And I think that's, even though they all have this sort of, like, mad science angle and, sort of misplaced ideas about what the world ought to be, Team Galactic goes real far with it. It is preposterous, so much so that it makes my head spin. A new world? What is that? And what is this incomplete world? Very well, to investigate such matters is the job of the International Police, of which I am a member in good stead. And it is my job, therefore. We shall part ways here. Take extra care, my friend. I really think I latched onto something with Looker's cadence. Oh, that's kind of cute. It's like a Team Galactic member left a doll in the bed. I never knew that that was there. Who would use their item finder indoors? Oh my gosh, that's kind of sweet. Villains are people too. Unless they're Scar, in which case they're lions, but... To get a promotion if they put us down. Again, but I want to know what the hierarchy, because does that mean they get bumped straight to the admin level, or is it like the scientist level in between? Like, what's the corporate structure here? Because this is, this is all masquerading as an energy company. Wouldn't dream of it, Toby. Wouldn't dream of it. No fibs coming from my lips. Ominous win on the Krogunk. I guess Dragon Claws on the Stunky. I'm glad that we finally get to see Orogeddon in action, even though all of these Pokemon are, like, way under, like, Orogeddon's, like, level of being able to destroy things. We just roll through stuff. Yeah. It's Spiritom's day out. Which is really fun. Also, these two are just mirrors of each other, which is like... if I can beat one of them, I can definitely beat the other. Why is this their choice? I mean, Mavocata, given that Cynthia's also, like, deathly afraid of her own grandmother and sent us to take care of that, I bet that was, like, Cynthia's test force. It's like, man, if he can handle Nana, we're good. Like, he can do anything. He's great. Again, I think she's got issues with her grandmama that are unresolved. And so, any of the other stuff that she's done for us along the way is just gravy. But she knew. She knew if we delivered the whatever it was like a necklace? If we delivered the necklace to Cynthia's grandma for her birthday, then we were set. We were golden. Okay, I've got 3 to check. We'll go in order. It's probably the middle one. Okay, a protein. Cool. And the second? Max Elixir. Awesome. Okay, so these were both the items. Perfect. Well, it's nice that it was so, you know, plainly directed. Yeah! This dungeon does have warp pads, though I really feel like they're not bad. Well, this seems important. Can you imagine if there were, like, just office buildings, like, say in, like, you know, New York, where you could just step on a warp pad and you could just, you know, be straight up to your floor. And the lobby was just, like, a bunch of them, like, sort of ringing, like, a grand hallway. Would be much better than the elevator rides. Or what if they just all had pneumatic tubes? I'm a big fan of a pneumatic tube. Yeah, so this is gonna be Cyrus, right? Because I know there were 3 Cyrus battles, and I know I've only done 1, and I know we're about to go to, you know, Spear Pillar. Yeah, exactly. Or again, pneumatic tubes. Don't you want to be like a check at the bank? I think Cynthia as the lead off is still fine though. Because he'll have like a, you know, a Golbat and, you know, some dark types. Maybe I should just use Alessa. I'm just gonna use Alessa. We'll train Cynthia more later. Using a Luxray to beat all of Cyrus's Pokemon is a time-honored tradition for me. Because half of his Pokemon have some vulnerability to electric types. So, you've come. You've heard my speech, I take it. A big lie, of course. It's true insofar as my intention is to create a new world. Oh! Oh god, that would be very interesting. And then after you beat the big bad, you can go back and do all the gym challenges, but the gym leaders are all pretty strong. I think that could work very nicely. But that world isn't for the likes of Team Galactic. I seek an entirely new world, solely for myself. If not, it could never be the complete and perfect world. You've seen my minions of Team Galactic. I would say closer to Conquest, Azeroth. You yourself must know that they are uniformly useless and incomplete. I know why you're here. I can sense it in you. So Uxie, Mesprit, and Azelf, correct? You want to save them? I no longer have any need for them. I'm finished with them. If your heart aches to save them, go right ahead. I couldn't care less. It will save me the trouble of disposing of them. But, I must say, you are a remarkable specimen. Those Pokemon have nothing to do with you, do they? But still, you came to rescue them out of pity. Such pitifully useless emotions. It's illogical and irrational. Is this guy House MD? Pity and compassion are products of the weak and faulty human heart. You were compelled to come here by such vacuous sentimentality. I will make you regret paying heed to your heart. I will make you regret paying heed to your heart. That's a good villain line. It's a Sneasel. Yeah, I feel like Sneasel's a bit brighter in this one than in other generations. Mavocata, at least 3 too many. Well, I think that's, like, canonically true, Azeroth. I think, if I remember correctly, like, if you're touched by Mesprit, you lose your emotions. And I think canonically that's what happened to Cyrus, is he was touched by Mesprit and therefore has no emotion anymore. All his diatribe against incompleteness is just because he himself is incomplete. But he does have a Crobat. I don't know. I have it in my head for some reason, Mofkata. It may be just a popular fan theory. Or maybe a thing that happened in, like, the manga. Okay, that was a lot of damage. Okay. Cynthia, you can do it. And also, isn't the first place you see Cyrus? Yeah. Well, and Togepi, that was, my hurting myself in confusion. And, the reason it would do that much damage is because Ilessa has bananas physical attack. And not that, fine defense, but not, like, super good defense. Also, why does it know Supersonic and not Confuse Ray? It's a Crobat. Yeah, that's what I said, Azeroth. I think that may be the case. Okay. Thankfully, this thing doesn't seem to be able to do that much damage to me. Yeah, Poison Fang did 10. That did, 17? How did Poison Fang do less? Do I resist it? Twig, welcome on in. How are you doing? Oh. Honchkrow has quite a cry. I think I'll send Rizzo up against Honchkrow. Yeah. The NPCs are very good at getting low accuracy moves to do exactly what they need them to. Okay, that was 55, so yeah, I'm fine. Oh, Twig, that's awesome. I do very much... Oh, no, Maria, thank you for the host. I do very much like when YouTube's recommendations actually do get it right. It's like they remind me of a channel that I, had been in the middle of a series of, and it's like, oh yeah, I need to get back to that. Okay, let's not finish this with Rizzo. Oregon, why don't you do a thing? Or music, songs that I haven't listened to in a while. Though it's not as good for music. I feel like it just wants you to keep listening to the same things over and over again. It really doesn't like giving you new music. Like, for the longest time, it's been trying to get me to listen to, like, First Suite in E-flat. And I don't like First Suite in E-flat. But I can't tell it not to recommend me every single version of First Suite in E-flat. Because it's such a, prolific song. Okay, Aurasphere will be, with same type attack bonus, my best choice. Of monsters and men. Solid. Yeah. Like, it's built a profile of me, and despite the fact that whenever it's in my recommendeds, I never click on First Suite in E-flat, it's always like, do you want to listen to First Suite in E-flat? Is that what you want? Is that what you want? Yeah, my God, I know that feeling. Right now, it's giving me, like, Erica Wazen, Ballad, Pastoral, and Dance. Back to Cyrus. I see. You are indeed strong. And the basis of your power is your compassion toward Pokémon. How wasteful. Such emotions are but mere illusions. And, like all illusions, they fade over time until death vanishes. Until Beth gets rid of them for good. Beth is our associate. She works in HR. She's done a lot of banishing for us. Yeah, Toby, I do the same. But the 10% that you don't ignore is exactly what YouTube wants. They just want you to keep clicking on YouTube stuff. Want you to stay in their environment, regardless of whether you choose everything that they give you. That's why I have abandoned all emotions and useless sentimentality. But that doesn't matter. I doubt you will ever understand my position. That said, I recognize that you are strong and courageous to come alone. This is your reward. Nice. The Master Ball is the ultimate Pokeball. It will unfailingly catch any Pokemon in the wild. Yeah. Twig, YouTube is very good at that. It's like, do you want to listen to Love Fool? We know you like it. You want to listen to it? It's the Cardigans. Do you want to listen to it? It's real good. You want to listen to it? I know you want to. I'm gonna just put it on. You can like click away, but I'm just gonna play it. I'm just gonna pop it in the CD player. We're just gonna listen to it like a little bit, like 30 seconds. And by the time you get to it's like, well, it hit the first chorus. I just might as well see it out as 4 minutes. And then I just put it on a loop. But it's fine. But it is not anything that I require. Unlike you trainers, I do not make Pokemon my friends or partners. Yeah, but that Crobat likes you! Unlike other Team Galactic members, I don't use Pokemon as tools. Instead, I make the power of Pokemon my own. If you wish to save the Pokemon of the lakes, take the warp panel ahead. I'm off to Mount Coronet. I'll send the mountain to its peak, where destiny awaits me. It is there I will create my new world. Can you actually not save them? Like, I'm gonna, obviously. But could you just skip it? Oh, not this warp panel. Maybe there is nothing that I can do to make you do, Twig. I guess you can't. Well, you could walk out. Oh, Avocado, that seems almost too realistic. I feel awful about what we did. This experiment went too far. I'm not sure if I can stomach what Master Cyrus plans. Yeah, it won't let you out the fast way. Feel too sickened to say anything. The thing we made. What's it gonna be used for? Oh, good. Cat hair is here, as well as this one. Those Pokemon of the lakes. Where do you suppose they would go? What are you trying to say? Nothing. Pay it no heed. A new world isn't overly interesting. What of it? If Cyrus is right, then Team Galactic will rule that new world. That's when it'll be interesting. A chance to enjoy its sweets. I surely hope that our visionary Cyrus realizes his dream. I look forward to whatever our beloved leader has planned atop Mount Coronet. Grams, what else could do without your kind of moral support? You came all the way here just to save some Pokemon. It's nothing new. I can't say I understand our boss. Why would he let a kid like you come and go freely? We, Team Galactic, take all that we need and eliminate what we do not. But anyway, you've taken the trouble to come. Let me welcome you. Consider it payback for your insulting me at the lake. Oh, I forgot the random syllabic emphasis. I'll do it in the after speech. Y'all are right. We have bad habits of not being able to see the blinders put before our eyes. That's as much as I'll say on the matter. Alright. You taunt me with this. You have a Bronzor. I no longer do. I am saddened today. Saturn, how could you? Here's a Toxicroak is his last Pokemon, right? Confused, right? I'll just throw in Serpentera. There we go. Togekiss. Whatever this one is, I think it's Togekiss. Has a very good cry. It's super weird, and I like it. Here's a question, because I think we can definitely do Spear Pillar tonight. I have to remember where to go in. But here's my thinking. Oh, Sensibly Tainted, welcome back. Oh, you just finished work, oh my gosh. I'm so sorry. You've missed a little. A jingle is added to its cry. What makes you so tough? Fine, do whatever you want with those 3 Pokemon. Press the button on that machine and set them free. Press the button and set them free. Isn't that why you came? Okay. They're free now. Bye, y'all. Our boss crafted a red chain from the crystals he took from the 3 Pokemon. That red chain is what he needed to shackle something on Mount Coronet. It's also apparently needed for creating something. But that's all I know. Who knows what he's planning to do up there? If that was truly, like, again, I really just want to take him to a barber shop, sit him down and be like, sir, you need to get that fixed. I'm so sorry. Oh, I kind of dig that, Twig. But, you know, given that they were in the business of creating a Mewtwo in the first place, they still got their flaws. I don't buy it. But I like the idea that they were trying to do something good, still. Saturn and even Cyrus fall to a mere child. Team Galactic's state of affairs is worrying. Plan of Cyrus is atop Mount Coronet, too. Who knows if it'll work? Perhaps another option needs to be considered. One benefiting the genius of Sharon. Did anyone bother telling Sharon that he could change his name? Yeah. Yeah, Mewtwo just seems like he doesn't really like the circumstances of his life and he just kind of wants to chill alone and figure it out. And then you go in and you're like, no, 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 I've got a Master Ball, you're mine now. And you get that very angry psychic cat. And he's like, okay, fine. I'll come along. Yeah. That's how you know they're villains. Because murdering a Marowak is not a good thing. Not a good thing. Also, definitely one of the darker, like, implied things to have happened in the Pokemon series. Okay. I guess I need to go get the barrel. Oh, I guess I should really just... I think I'll take Tuxedo Rose out of the party. I just need to do some training with Tuxedo Rose off-air. Dorian Sova. I'm working on it. I've caught a fair number. Though I'm a little constrained in what I can catch, given the parameters of the challenge. But I got some great Pokemon. Gotta catch as many as I can, you know? Gotta catch what would be prudent. Gotta catch some good. Well, of course not, Nick. Yeah. And Mewtwo being, you know, that's what I'm saying. Like, the fact that Mewtwo, you know, the fact that Team Rocket was in the business of creating a Mewtwo at all suggests to me that they were not, you know, on the up and up. Oh my gosh. I didn't know that they... I did not remember that twig. That's wild. Oh! So Dorian, which one were you playing? Like Red, Blue, Yellow, or like Fire Red and Leaf Green? Because if you were playing Yellow... Ah, Red, okay. Awesome. Man, seeing the sprites in early Pokemon games, though, that's gotta be a treat. Oh yeah, well, no, I think Dolly the Sheep was in the early 2000s, a bit after. Actually a bit after even Gen 2. But still, not that far off the horizon, definitely during the time where that sort of experimentation would have been, like, in vogue. Yeah. When I think that was 2004. I think that's when it happened, Monfacata. And Azeroth, welcome back. What did you have? What did you have as your meal? Okay. And Nick, please do, because I can at the moment. Okay, so I think I have to go from the Hearthome City entrance. I wouldn't be immensely surprised, Monfacata. So after for... Oh, it was in 96, no kidding. So it would have been really right about the same time. Gosh, I thought it was later than that. Well, it goes to show. Oh, you know what it is? I think there were scientists in Europe in the early 2000s who were talking about cloning like human embryos. And we're developing the technology to do that. Certainly an ethical... So that's... Okay. So okay, gotcha. And Twig, how did they handle it? Oh yeah. Well, Pokemon Go is certainly fun. Though, Dorian, I'm glad to hear that you enjoy Pokemon Smile. I will admit I have not personally downloaded Pokemon Brush Your Teeth. But hey, if it works, it works. If you enjoy it, more power to you. It's, it's habit building. It's a good thing. That's honest. I feel like if smartphones had been around like hugely in the late 90s, when Pokemon was big, that Pokemon Smile rings to me as just such an early Pokemon thing where it's like they were plastering Pokemon on everything. All types of toys, books, games. Yeah, so it was really right around the same time. And so it's possible then that, like, some of the people at Nintendo were, just reading up about this stuff. And were like, ooh, that's cool. That's an idea for Pokemon. Or, well, not at Nintendo, at Game Freak. Okay. Where? There it is. It's so high up. Okay, so I need Surf, which I've got. Pokemon Cafe Mix. Oh, yeah! That was... Did they release that both on, like, phones and on the Switch? Yeah, that is exactly what I was thinking, Nick. Yeah. I thought Pokemon Cafe Mix looked really interesting. Well, Dorian, I am of the opinion that if it's something that you enjoy, if it's something that, you know, is helpful in, you know, building healthy habits, then who cares whether it's something someone your age would normally use or not? Don't look a gift horse in the mouth. No need. I remember what we called Mewtwo Drew 2. Because it was perfect in the moment. Who needs to be normal these days, anyway? It's no fun. Okay, so this is like the, I don't know what exit this is. But I should probably explore the inside. Yeah, I should get the items that are around here first. Rock slide. That's nice. I don't think I'm trained in anything that would make good use of that currently. I could probably stick it on Lucario. That up there looks like some broken wood. That probably is where I need to go. Because that was probably, you know, something that was blocked off before. So let me go outside first. Oops. I maybe should consider doing my Coronet encounter here if I can get another Bronzong. I'm still kind of wanting to save it. Oh! I remember this place now. Right. Okay, cool. Timer ball. Got it. Oh, wow. Twig, that is a... I can see why you like that take on it. Yeah, that's kind of... That's twisted. Pokemon Go Plus... Oh, do you mean like the controller? The one that came out with Pokemon Let's Go? The Pokeball? Observe, if you will, that hole. Gonna not read into that one. There was once a cave painting that blocked the way to the summit. But the wall, it is no longer there. It lies in pieces. Do you see? Yeah, well, I remember... I mean, I feel like a lot of the Pokemon manga is, like, so much more, like, crazy and intense, or just takes a completely different bent on the series, you know, than any of the other media around it. Like, I've talked in the past about, oh, the thing you need for Pokemon Sleep. Okay, I know next to nothing about Pokemon Sleep, so I'm not sure what you're referring to then. Please feel free to share more. But I've talked in the past about Mystical Pokemon Journey, which existed, and if you look up stuff about it, you'd think that it shouldn't have. Just give it a Google. There's a character called Pistachio, and Walnut, and Almond, and Hazelnut. It's fine. Ever since the 3 Pokemon of the lake have been captured, something terrible is happening. But exactly what? I do not know. There is but one cause. Team Galactic's Cyrus. I think that's the first time he said Team Galactic rather than the Team Galactic. And now, we are all caught up. Now to the next step. Are you trainer enough to advanced? Show me if you will. Ha ha. Ha! You can relax now. I see. I understand. You are far superior to me. as are the commanders. Cyrus, too, naturally. Team Galactic is beyond my reach. Please, you must stop them, for only you are able. No, it's like Cynthia and the Elite Four and Volkner. Like, there are a bunch of people who are above my level. All I can do now is give you this. It is a little something I obtained in the investigation long ago. Man, now I gotta learn to play the flute. Like, man, this guy was just like, now you are in band class. Get ready to practice. Your audition is in 2 weeks. Look, you must stop, Team Galactic. Yeah, he stopped saying the Team Galactic. Finally. Oh, it's not. I feel like Pokemon Sleep was supposed to happen last year. They might have just delayed it. Gen 5 is amazing for many reasons, Nick. I would love to do a series on one of the Gen 5 games. I don't know that I'd want to do a challenge series like this. I don't know exactly what spin I'd want to put on it, though. Genuinely, I feel like I could just do a straight up and down playthrough of Pokemon White, but that I don't think would be terribly interesting. I played Black and White 2, so I haven't played White and Black 2. Well, that's what they did in Gen 8, Twig, but it's like, it didn't feel like you had as much agency in the story. I think there's a blend. I think there's a balance to be struck. Well, I played Black and White 2, but I haven't played White or Black 2. What do I think of a Pokemon Go Plus? So what is it exactly? Because you said it was a periphery that you needed for Pokemon Sleep. Right. Utterly destroy any intruders to stop their meddling. Well, that sounds hard. That sounds very difficult for you. I still have Alessa out front. That's fine. Honestly, like, I feel like Spiritomb isn't the best Pokemon to use against the Galactic Grunts because half of the Pokemon are Dark-type. I can get Spiritomb more training later. Alessa, maybe not. I should be using Rizzo. I should be using Rizzo right now. Because Rizzo is one that's not the easiest to train, you know, otherwise. And so this'll be a good choice, I think. Hi there.
Time has come. It's Team Galactic's time now.
Yeah. Again, I think there's a balance. I mean, I liked the realism in that narrative choice, Twig, where it definitely was, you know, Leon's responsibility until Leon couldn't do it. But also, it meant that, like, you were sort of divorced from the, you know, the things that were happening. And what I think would have made it work better is if you still got sort of glimpses at the sort of things that were unfolding and who might have been the bad players. And so, because I think you can have me, like, sort of, like, get part of the way into the situation, right? Yeah, I still have no idea what Rose's motivation was. Oh my gosh. Mount Coronet music. Oh, gotta love it. I have listened to so many, like, remixes or, like, orchestrations of this piece. I adore it. Oh, okay. Yeah, in which case, So is that the Pokeball that came with Let's Go, or is... I think that's it. I will fully admit, Dorian, to not knowing many of the peripheries for the mobile game at all, because it just hasn't... It wasn't really my thing. Yeah. Well, I also have other frustrations with, you know, narrative choices that they made. Okay. Sure, Nick. That wasn't super clear to me. Oh. Well, I feel like if they had played that out more, Togepi, that would have, you know, that would have made things, you know, that would have illustrated the point much more clearly. I've got to imagine my immense and eternal frustration. Hot take alert. Internet opinion time. I like renewable energy. I've written enough papers about green energy to be eternally frustrated with some folks. But we need not do that here. We need not go on that particular diatribe. Feels like there are a lot of ways to continue to scale things. Ah, Tweet, that's such a good idea. I mean, technically it's clear skies, but or at least that's what the literal translation is. I don't know. Here's my problem. Well, here's one of my problems with the story of Pokemon Sword and Shield. Is the whole time, through Sonia, they were essentially like, well, what's going on in the story? You tell me! To the player. It's like, I don't know. I didn't write it. How am I supposed to know? And so they weren't clear. They weren't clear. And that lack of clarity holds it back, even though there are interesting elements at play. Oh yeah, absolutely. Absolutely think Twig would. Thought for sure Sonya was the main bad guy. That would have been good. I was hoping Oleana was actually pulling the strings and that Rhodes was just a feat. I feel like that would have been a much better narrative choice. Oh my gosh, Nick, now I really want that to have been the case, because Sonya was the one who was like researching all the lore and stuff, and so it was like, she was the one who would have really understood, and Rose was like trying to do like a good thing, and she pushed it too far, and she was somehow evil, and that means Old Lady Professor would have also been evil and like impressing her evil vision. And I thought she was evil from the start. I thought that Old Lady Professor was so evil. That would have been good. No, it's better if you said Sonya. Oleana, Nick. I think Oleana being the villain would have been better too, because again, I think if she had been pulling the strings and Rose had just been like, you know, this effete, you know, man at the top of the company, that would have been a much more interesting narrative choice. I kind of saw it coming, Twig, because he, you know, he looked evil. You know what I mean? Is the hair. He had like a weird, strangely cut beard and like a fade, and I hate that. I may be someone who has done short hair on the sides of my head, but I don't like a fade. I have standards, darn it. What was that post game? I have no idea, Motherfucker. I never played it. I mean, Lysander, I feel, was pretty clearly bad from the jump. I mean, he was a big red man. He's either going to be the villain or a fire-type gym leader. Like, it's one of the two. Oh, and Nick, please don't worry about it. Oh. Well, that does sound like fun, Nick. It's a very silly way of, you know, having a country. I don't know exactly how we got here. I mean, Pokemon, of course. I feel like you could, like, say Pokemon Sword, and it would just set me rolling. Lysander is the worst villain. How are we defining worst? I think Team Flare is, like, one of the most uninspired villain teams. They were so boring. I'm sorry, like, their outfits were cool, but their entire personality, like, everything about it, I was just like, what? Why are you here? What is happening? Chuckabee, that, I mean, that, I feel like that's sort of what we get here. With Cyrus, where Cyrus has essentially convinced his, you know, his followers under false pretenses. They were trying to bring about the death of the region, essentially. They were trying to set off, yeah. Like, Lysander was just doing what Cyrus was doing, but, you know, on a smaller scale. Because I don't think the, like, Impact Horizon or whatever it was that it was called actually, I think it was just region-based. I don't think it did the whole 9 yards, the whole banana of the world. I think it was just Kalos that it would destroy. Or even, I think it may have just been like, just like a 10 like square mile radius. Like parts of the region would have been fine. Question. Probing question about Pokemon Universe. Are the regions, like, scale the same? The reason I ask is because if that's the case, then canonically in the Pokemon universe, France and England are essentially the same size as the greater New York Metro. I mean, like, you know, to a Pokemon region, say they're fairly equal in, you know, size. Which I think is fair. The early gens notwithstanding. Yeah, like size-wise. Like, it takes, say, 150 steps to cross a route in any given game. Or, like, yeah, I think the 3DS ones are a bit bigger. Than some of the early ones especially. But at the same time, they're definitely not, like, matching with, like, what real world scale would be in, like, especially for England and France. And so my question is, does that mean canonically in universe, those allegories, you know, or no, those analogous, you know, regions, are, like, you know, vastly different in their, you know, in size than their real world counterparts? Yeah. Twig, that seems like a classic case of just becoming what you hate. Oh, and that's cool. Yeah, if you can find those, that I would be super interested in seeing that. I'm a fan of geography, so I dig the heck out of that. Okay, let me do a little, because there's stuff up here, right? I could come back for anything that I miss. I don't think there's anything that I actually need that's like super important around here. But I should probably do some looking while I'm here and while I've got all the repels and while I've done all this stuff. What's in here? Is this the exit? He's got dues. I have... It seems such a bad business model to me. Essentially... You know what kind of folks he's getting? He's getting like the type of guy who wears a boat shoe all the time. That's exactly what he's getting. Because those are the people who will be like, man, I'm gonna pay money to get in this exclusive club, wear this fancy suit, and be rude to people. He's just getting a bunch of, like, graduated frat boys. That's all Team Flare is. I think this is the way to the exit. Or to the top. Explains why they're willing to wear the uniform. What can I say? Y'all heard it here first. Game theory. But, you know, spelled with, like, 2 E's so that I'm not infringing on anyone's intellectual property. And Astorth, I think I dig that interpretation of the Pokemon world. There you go, Twig. You got it. It's my new series. Game theory. What's the purpose of those 4 colorful... I don't remember 4 colorful girls from Team Flare. What? Were there admins that I've completely forgotten about? Wouldn't be the first time. I mean, genuinely, who remembers Courtney? Courtney barely existed. Matt, too, kinda, but I feel like Matt, you know, blocks the submarine. What does Courtney do? Okay, I straight up don't remember the Mofficata. Yeah, if we're talking about Aqua, the bald guy admin was, that was Matt. And then there was Shelly, you know, who had, you know, in Gen 3, the, you know, amazing red hair, and who I think in Gen 6 got a pretty good redesign. Like, she was already great, but her new design was also good. They ruined Tabitha. They ruined Tabitha. I'm so mad about it still. Oh, for Team Flare. I don't remember that. I played... Here's the extent of my experience with Pokemon Y. I played it for 4 days my sophomore year of high school and never touched it again. I beat the game. I beat the Elite Four a lot, actually. But I was just like, I'm done. I'm done. Oh, I see what you're saying, Togepi. Yeah, that could be cool as a narrative device. Especially if, like, at the end of the game you have to, you know, you have to try and figure out who, you know, who's the one who's actually pulling the strings. Or if it intricately does that in the, you know, in the portrayal of the story. I swear, I don't remember this. I remember Lysander, I remember the Team Flare Grunts, I remember some of the gym leaders from that generation. I do remember all of the Elite Four people because of the Smash Brothers stage. You know, Seabold, Lava Girl, Shark Boy. Well, Shark Boy is Seabold. Metal Man from Mega Man, and Drasna. And of course, Diantha. It was just an enemy type, so it was like just a different shade of grunt. So if you couldn't grow the hair to get dyed, you just, you know, you had to shave it all off and wear a white suit. Pitbull. It does sound like Pitbull, yeah. Really does. Which means, you know, canonically, Kalos also has Miami in it. That's how it has to be. Oh, nice. Thank you, Azeroth. I will check that out afterwards. Okay, I should probably just switch. Which Elite Fours don't? Gen 2 doesn't. Karen's not old, she just has gray hair. Gen 3... You could make a case for Glacia, she's kind of middle-aged. Gen 4? Gen 4's got Bertha. Gen 5, no. So Gen 2, Gen 5. I don't know about Gen 7. And Gen 8 doesn't have an Elite Four. Well, many of them have old men. Well, actually, maybe not. Drake. Drake from Gen 3. And then Gen 6, Wolfric. Not Gen 5. Gen 5, they're all young. Man, Gen 5, they're all cool. I will die on this particular hill. I think Gen 5 has the best overall set of Elite Four members. There's not a clunker in the bunch. Caitlyn is the closest, but Caitlyn's cool because Caitlyn's multi-generation. She was in Gen 4. Oh, not Wolfric. No, Metal Man. What was Metal Man's name? Welcome back, Nutperia. Okay, so much poison. Wickstrom. Same thing. It's a W name, it's stupid, it's the same thing. How was I supposed to remember Wickstrom? That's not a real name. I'm not so sure myself at this point, not pro yet. And who is Opal? Am I out of the loop on recent Pokemon? Oh, Persona Guy, thank you so much for the host. Welcome on in. How are you doing? Oh! Oh, right. Thank you. Gen 4 being the best. I don't think Gen 4 is my personal favorite, but Gen 4 is very, 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 very good. And if you think it's the best, you're in the right place. Because we're playing it. No, the Fairy Gym Leader in Gen 6 is something else. I think Togepi's right. Opal is, Oh no, oh gosh. Oh no, now I don't even know. I thought Olympia was the psychic gym leader in Gen 7. In Anastar City. Yeah, I'm similar in that, Twig. I have a great fondness for Gen 2 from childhood. I don't have a fish memory. I just, I forget things that are unimportant. Yeah, Opal, but yeah, I think Opal's the one. Yes. I cannot believe I remember that Olympia was the Anastar City gym leader. Oh my gosh. Not appropriate, please. Tell me more about that particular thought. You missed it, but you also remembered why you stopped. I have a feeling I know why, but I want to hear you say it. Yeah, Valerie sounds like the name for the lady with the demon eyes from Gen 6. Who I think she got a really cool design. Okay. Oh, I've got to do the double battle with the commanders. Oh gosh. I'm gonna use Lucario for that. Actually, no, I should use Rizzo, because with Rizzo, I can use Surf. Because I don't care about Barry's Pokemon. Do I have to fight the two of these? Doesn't seem like it. Can't even talk to them from that point on the stairs. Oh.
Our boss is about to do something spectacular. Don't get in the way. Of course you will, won't you? That's why the two of us will team you up and take you down in an epic duel.
I don't know that I have that many games where I have a that part. I feel like generally I usually enjoy games or I don't. Sometimes I'll feel like lukewarm on something, but it won't be like... Okay, well... Bravely Default. We'll take Bravely Default as an example. Bravely Default is a game where I think I would feel good playing a little bit of it. And then if I tried to replay the entire thing, I would remember why I do not like Bravely Default. Or why... It's not that I don't like it, because there are things I like about it, but there are also things that just disappointed the heck out of me. You got it, Azeroth. You got it. Oh, Lazy Potato, welcome on in. How are you doing? I hope you have been well. It's been a little while since I've seen you. So the reason why you remember you stopped playing online, get a match with someone who has bad internet. Oh my gosh, right. Oh. That is... It's so hard. Tentacruel. Tentacruella Deville would be an interesting mashup, Togepi. Aw, Lazy Potato, thank you so much. Enjoy your night too. And have a happy birthday, oh my gosh. Thank you so much for popping in on your birthday, that's so kind. Yeah, good games suffer from moments of bad game design. Absolutely. Also, Troy, I know that you were there when I talked ad nauseum about my feelings on Bravely Default over at Ryan's show, so I know you know where I stand on this. I think there are games that don't hit me the right way. Actually, here's a great example of a game where I think I would hit that part with. This sort of, you like it for a while and then it's like, ugh. Breath of the Wild. I think Breath of the Wild is a fantastically innovative game, and I would never want to start it again from the beginning. I do not want to do all that exploration over again. Heck no. Heck no. Once is enough. Open world is not particularly my thing. I like dungeons. The the beasts, the divine beasts, were far and away my favorite part of that game because they were such interesting little puzzle boxes. I wish they were bigger, and I wish there were more. That's my hope for Breath of the Wild 2. Oh! I see, Togepi. It's an older reference that I'm familiar with. Yes. Open world games, I feel like a game can be open world, but it needs to... Can't just go for like, oh, we're gonna have the biggest world. It's like, no. And yeah. Yeah, and also going back down like the skill progression, that hurts. Alright, let's do this. Oh, I love it. Oh, this is why they picked these three. Because they parallel the colors and the shapes. In a way. Oh, that's neat. I mean, Cyrus is, you know, moonlighting for blonde, but... Where do you think you're going? I won't let you disturb our boss. They're the ones with the better hair of the bunch. I don't know that I'd call Jupiter's hair good. After all, you've made me look bad more times than I care to remember. And I'll, like, be next. You might be tough, but this time, the gloves are, like, coming off. Hold on 1 second. Don't you start the party without me. Huh? Remember me? I'm here to get my revenge. If it isn't that little boy. The, like, little cryberry from, like, Crybaby. Cryberry. From, like, Acuity. Oh. Yeah, Nick, very interesting dichotomy that you pitched there, where it's like fast travel undermining the point of open world. And yet people would gripe and groan so much if it weren't there. Should you toughen up a bit? Sure. Let's battle 2 on 2. Alright, let's do this. Yeah, actually. Interesting, interesting implementation of, like, open world, essentially. MMOs. MMOs make fast travel not the most attractive option most of the time. And in doing that, you know, they give you ways of actually traversing the world. You know, boats, chocobos if you're playing one of the Final Fantasy MMOs. And it makes the world feel, you know, large and full. And yes, you do have ways of fast traveling. But you are more encouraged, more often than not, because of the difficulty of getting in-game currency, you are more encouraged to use the actual methods of transit rather than just zip-zop zoobity-bopping all the way over, especially early in the game. Yeah, of course, to unlock the path, yeah, you have to get to them. Thank you, Joby. Well, Azeroth, the difference with Minecraft, of course, is that Minecraft is open world in a sense where it's like, you don't need to go everywhere to do everything. You can go wherever you want, but you are never going to explore that entire world. And you don't have to. There's, you know, you can get everything you need in a certain, you know, number of chunks based on, you know, how probabilistically lucky you are. And I think that works better for it, where the world is limitlessly vast, and you don't have any hope of traversing it all, so you don't even, you know, you don't even have to worry yourself with it. I think that works so much better. Now, granted, for, you know, something like an adventure game like The Legend of Zelda, I don't think that format would work. Having a limitlessly vast world for The Legend of Zelda would not work. Breath of the Wild is right on the edge of what I think would work for the, you know, works for the Zelda series. Insofar as, also I'm switching because Rizzo will die. Let me throw in Serpentera. Skuntank is kind of getting a face full of Perugly. Y'all seeing this? Yes. The Vatican City might not be the best example. I might actually say all of Rome. But I agree with the general premise of what you're saying, which is big isn't always best. And you can make something open and explorable without it needing to be just like uncomfortably vast. Uncomfortably vast is how I would sometimes describe the world of Breath of the Wild. If you took it down by like 20%, you could have all of the same stuff you have in that world. You could have it feel very big and very rich and very full to explore. But I feel like it would be just enough nicer, just enough more manageable in feel, that it would, I think, for me personally, as a video game player, I think it would be a better experience. Now, which is not to say that that is monolithically the case for everyone who plays games. Absolutely not. Oregon. Yes, you do have things that are encouraging you to explore. They did do a good job of giving the world richness, which they must do if they're going to do open world well. And that is why Breath of the Wild is, lauded, and I think rightfully so. But at the same time, I feel like there is still emptiness. There is still enough emptiness that they could have trimmed it down and not lost anything, but had a tighter world to play around in. And things would, you would have been able to get things more often without it being like, oh, it's all right next to each other. And yeah, the bigger is better mentality in Western design is, it's one that, we're a little stuck with. But I do think that independent developers, who don't have full budgets, have hemmed more in on what makes games good, what makes games really enjoyable. Think about Stardew Valley. Stardew Valley does not have a huge, expansive world, but it focuses so much on the core mechanics that it's about and replicating an experience of like early Harvest Moon games while adding to them and adding elements that make the world feel rich and full for being as small as it is. And I think there is immense value in that, where you are, you're able to, by working within constraints, you're forced to focus on what is actually fun. What is the fun part of this? And you can still give people choices within that, which I also think that Stardew Valley does incredibly well. You do not have to play that game the same way as someone else. You have choices despite it being a small in-game world, but it still feels rich. Bigger is not always better. I guess still Dragon Pulse, because it's dark poison, so it'll resist fighting and dark. Man, Lucario was the choice for this fight. Nothing they have can really touch it. Sorry, I was playing Pokemon like a while ago. I should probably clamber down from my soapbox. Shh, shouldn't have done the fighting myself. You're like toughened up, but you're no match for our boss. Am I gonna get healed? My Pokemon are tough, right? I can get even tougher. But that's it for us. We've hit the wall. Thomas, I'll help you with this. Nice. Hey, Thomas, this is it. It's your show now. Oh, we're going straight to it. I don't get a chance to save. Everything is ready for the creation of a new world. Now, all will end, and everything will begin. With this, the red chain, made from the crystals of the 3 lake Pokémon. This, the red chain I replicated with technological means. These red chains, I will pry open the portal to another dimension. I command you to unleash your power for me. I feel like that's a really realistic choice though, Twig. Dialga, the mythical Pokemon and the master of time. And the other. I wish he just left it there. He did not give any. He was just like, and the other one. You know, Palkia, but like, the other one. I'm not even going to read the next text box. And the other one. I think a big Gengar is going to use Shadow Ball on us. I have waited so long for this moment, Dialga, and the other one. Shaping this world is a double spiral of time and space. Yes, the very things that you have the ability to control. You will do my bidding. I will have your abilities as mine. With the power I wield, I will create an entirely new world. The incomplete and ugly world we have now can disappear. I'm resetting everything to 0. Nothing can remain. It is all for making the ultimate world a world of complete perfection. Nothing so vague and incomplete as spirit can remain. Oh man, there's some bottom screen stuff on this. Oh, hi, Oxy. Yo, what's up, Mesprit? Is this the first game to have 3D models? Because these are definitely 3D models. Hello, Adself. Of Pokemon, I mean. I should have expected as much. Oh, there. It's on the lower screen now. Oh, that's so weird. Uxie, the being of knowledge. Azelf, the being of willpower. And Mesprit, the being of emotion. Pokemon have come to protect Sinnoh? Pathetic and worthless. It takes the 3 of them, and 3 lake Pokemon that symbolize spirit, to balance either the Pokemon of time or space. But they cannot maintain balance against the 2. Not when both Dialga and the other one are here. Their coming here is in vain. So much meaningless drama. I feel like Cyrus lives for the drama. Now, Thomas. You've certainly interfered with my plans, but you will be forgiven. After all, there will remain no spirit for all time when I am done. All spirit will disappear. It will be ripped away. From you. From your Pokemon. From those precious to you. It is time. My dream will be my reality. He talks a lot about dreams. Yeah, Cyrus is pretty heavy. What is this pressure I feel? Something is enraged. Interesting. So there is a Pokemon that can only appear as a shadow. Regardless, the effort is rash and foolish. I have harnessed the powers of Dialga and Palkia. Yeah, well. I, Cyrus, what of any more interfere? Yeah, get yoinked.
No!
I wonder what Mars and Jupiter are thinking right now.
I'm sorry I took so long. I think I finally found the answer from studying the myths. This world was made. Dialga and Palkia appeared. Apparently, there was one more Pokemon that appeared at the same time. Pokemon with as much power as Dialga and Palkia. But also one who was never to be spoken. Whose name was never to be spoken. Giratina.
Which is too bad, because Giratina is like the best name of the bunch. Do they even get paid? Oh my gosh. Yeah, the Distortion world in a remake could be real good. Oh my gosh, Twig, yes.
Said to lurk in another world. A world on the opposite side of ours. That's what the shadow was. Must have been Giratina. Pillars are distorting. It's because of that portal. It's joined us to the other world. If not closed, the distortion will spread to Sinnoh and beyond. Our world will be destroyed. Are you ready? We have to chase Cyrus.
No, I want to see what's up with Jupiter and Mars.
Need to get ready? I'll wait here.
Yo, what's up?
That shadow, like, what was it? Master Cyrus, where did he go?
Okay, now we're ready to go.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's a perfect representation, Nick.
This place. Can you feel it? There are no Pokemon here at all. Time isn't flowing, and space isn't stable. World where the rules are broken. One might call this the Distortion world. Let's find Giratina. We need to stop the spreading of distortion at the Spear Pillar.
There is one, yes.
And we're gonna catch it. That was... Giratina. We have to hurry. Something's not done. The Distortion world will swallow not only our world, it will overwhelm the Distortion world.
It's just like a Chuck E. Cheese. Has the same feeling. It really does. You know, there's a ball pit over to the right, and the eternal, doom of the universe over to the left. The eternal doom of the universe, by the way, I think is one of Chuck E. Cheese's more popular pizzas. I liked that, Pokemon for a long time has done triptychs and legendaries, despite the fact that, usually they do their games in pairs. Just adds flavor. Gen 2, actually, I think, is one of the ones to violate that, because there was not a third bird. They had 3 dogs, but there were only 2 birds. I don't need to put up Propels. I do, however, want to switch Lugs right to the front of my team. Because I do got to worry about Cyrus 3. Okay.
This rock slab appears to move if you step on a certain spot.
Yeah, we'll get back to that. I want to see... Yeah, I can jump on these. That's fun. So that's just to sort of test the thing. Yeah, I guess that's right. Josh, welcome on in. I remember the first time I went to a Chuck E. Cheese. I was not prepared for the Sephiroth fight. I had not leveled up enough.
We get to see Giratina if we keep going down. In the distortion world, we're really traveling downward. Oh, I didn't know that they were inspired by Judaism. That's really interesting, Nick. What do you think about Regilectric? I refuse to call it its actual name. What do you think about it, Twig? How did they not do Regilectric? This is seriously, this is the most bonkers thing in Gen 4 Pokemon. This right here. Changing the top-down camera. It's so wild. I love it. It throws you off your equilibrium. Equivalent to artificial golems. Okay, so I can't do that. Ooh, I can do that, though. Oh, hold on. Still want to see what's over to the left. Yeah, we can do this. Okay, that one doesn't work. That one doesn't work. So this one just doesn't work at all. Aw. Since Tanya, thank you so much. Thank you so much for coming back, by the way. I appreciate it immensely. Ah. Yeah, Vernon, when the system could actually handle this sort of thing, it would have been real cool. My hair is doing its own sort of thing tonight. It's definitely distorted, Josh. Just look at it. 17 kinds of mess. There we go. That's not bad, actually. Yeah, Twig, what I expect them to do is they'll have Diamond and Pearl as paired, and then they'll do like a Delta episode for the Distortion world. You know, like what they did with the remakes of Ruby and Sapphire. And this is we did. See you next time, too. Next time will be Wednesday. Legend of Giratina has been all but forgotten, but to a few. Legend told of a world on the other side of ours. This world. Why does this world exist? Why is Giratina here all alone? So much that can't be explained. But we have things to do. Let's split up. We have to find the right way. Which means I'm gonna go the right way, and Cynthia's gonna do, her own thing. And that's fine. Oh? Oh, okay. I think I've seen the Giratina movie once, Josh. Huh. Okay. Oh, so this is just a very long dead end. Got it, Nick. Got it. Okay. Sorry, I'm a bit focused on, you know, the puzzle. You'll have to forgive me if I'm not reading messages as quickly as I can. I don't think I've ever seen Rise of Darkrai, Twig. But, if your endorsement is to be believed, I may be missing out. Well, I've got you have a wonderful rest of your night. Thank you for hanging out. Huh. I've been this way. Is this... I don't think I've done this yet.
There we go. Now we're lower. Where can you even watch the Pokemon movies now? Feels like we're getting real low. Oh. Oh, hi, Cyrus. The shadowy Pokemon isn't here. It abandoned me here, then disappeared somewhere farther down. Togepi, is that meant to be a wink towards the sorts of websites that might have all the movies? Maybe Amazon, maybe Netflix, maybe Hulu. But do I have to rent them on Amazon is the question, or can I just get them as a Prime member? Was content merely to interfere with my plan? Incidentally, do you understand the concept of genes? I kind of love this. It's like, by the way, you know, what is your level of knowledge of biology? Have you been to a high school biology class? I do understand a gene. If it's true, you've impressed me. Genes can be considered the blueprints of all life forms. Oui, exactement. Bon travail, Togepi. That includes humans and Pokemon alike. Genes are contained in a DNA strand. A DNA strand consists of two chains of opposing characteristics in a spiral. I would say complementary characteristics rather than opposing. If one of the chains were to be broken, the other could replicate it. One or the other cannot exist without its opposite. Do you understand where I'm going with this? This is a bizarre world. Time doesn't flow. Space isn't stable. Only that shadowy Pokemon lives here. This world is the opposite of our world I wish to change. It is like the two chains composing a strand of DNA. Two worlds must be balancing each other to remain in existence. Without one, the other cannot exist. The shadowy Pokemon must play a role in keeping the worlds in balance. That's why it must have interfered and brought me here. The shadowy Pokemon must have made this bizarre world. That's why it's trying to change our world. That's why trying to change our world disturbed it and made it reveal itself. But that is all irrelevant. Then why'd you tell me that? Yeah, that's what I thought, Dread. Thank you for checking, though. What matters is defeating that Pokemon and making this world disappear. Though, I feel like by that token, if we make this world disappear, then we would, like, you know, we've destroyed that which balances our world. We shouldn't make it disappear. We should just make it, you know, go back, you know, to just being the other half of ours. I won't allow it to interfere with me again. With it gone, neither world will be able to revert to its original state. I think he's wrong in his interpretation. Okay, so there's that path. There's this path. This? So I just kind of have to figure, because there's no, like, items here. I just have to figure out the way through. Yeah, that's what I'm saying, Josh. It's like, it seems to me that the distortion world is an important complement. You can't get rid of it. You can't erase it without erasing our world in the process. Which I guess is what Cyrus wants to do. Oh. Is Uxie here to get rid of that rock? No, just here to point at it. That's okay. What if you didn't have a Pokemon that knew strength? Like, what if you had come all this way? How would you leave? Yeah, exactly. Oh, okay. There are like 4 chutes. Oh, Cynthia's down here. I don't feel like I used strength to... Well, maybe I did. Huh. Well, maybe you're right. Okay, there are a lot of chutes.
This place seems to be one giant puzzle. Maybe Giratina wants to test those who visit here. It appears as if we can't go on unless we solve the puzzle. There are some boulders that could be moved. There are several odd pits on the floor. Pokemon of the lake seem eager to show us something.
Okay. More pits. And so Uxie's like marking this one. So I guess I'll push it in there. Distortion World's music is very minimal. I kind of dig it. Okay. There's one down. So I have to find some way to get the rest of those rocks. I guess I can go back up. Ah. There we go. Hi, Mesprit. Mesprit likes us. Okay. Come back to that in a second. What does this do? Aha. Yeah, let me get that third rock before we go on. Because I think I have to go the other side. Oh, what? Okay. This is... I really forgot how strange this was. Oh, well, there's Cyrus. Okay. So this is like close to back where I started. That's correct, Twig, yes. But I think it's only if Mesprit, like, doesn't like you. Yeah, it is nice that there are no encounters here. Oh, Cyrus just bumped. It's cool that he is kind of walking around, though. Like, it adds something for sure. Okay. Oh gosh, we're upside down. Okay. Well, Rizzo, help me out here. There's the last boulder. It could be really something. I absolutely agree, Twig. It could be really, really cool in a remake. There's Azelf. Yep, I got you, don't worry. The 3 legendary, I don't know, pixies, sprites, whatever they are, They do seem to really want to milk their screen time. I'm not tired of remakes. I really like, you know, getting a new spin on a game I loved. Or a remaster, even. Okay. Where's Mesprit? There's Mesprit. Lake Guardians are Lake Tree. Thank you! I had just forgotten. Okay. I solved the puzzle. Guess the Pokemon of the lake must have gone home. I understand they can keep the balance against either Palkia or Dialga. Doesn't mean they can't do that with Giratina. Oops. This is no time for idle chit-chat. Alright, let's get on the elevator. How did Cyrus get down there? Maybe Cyrus just jumped. I mean, things are kind of floaty around here. This is it. Giratina is up ahead. This is really a good final area. Or at least a final, like, story-relevant area. It has a great build to it. Alright. Yep, Cyrus 3. And Giratina. I very much enjoyed Let's Go Pikachu when I played it. I found it refreshing. I did not mind that it was different mechanically. I think, especially given that we already had Fire Red and Leaf Green, it was kind of nice that it was, you know, a different take. So, you were already here. Why do you seek to change the world? If you hate our world, you should just go off somewhere alone. Find somewhere you can live without seeing others. Why should I run and hide from the world and have to wait quietly? My aim is to rid our world of the vague and incomplete thing we call spirit. By freeing ourselves of that, our world can be made complete. That is my justice. No one can interfere. Who knows? Who knows what Gen 2 will have to offer? Alright. What if I was just like, and I'll see you next time? Because we're almost at 3 hours. I could do it. I won't. I don't think I've ever left on like a huge cliffhanger. I try to not do that. But this is almost as good of an opportunity as any. Hello, Mystic. How are you? You're just in time. I won't lose. Not to that shadowy Pokemon. Not in any worthless world. Yes, I think so, Twig. Alright. There's some shininess. Starting with a Houndoom, which I will intimidate, even though it's probably a special attacker. Let me throw Rizzo in. I'm gonna save Ilessa because Ilessa's gonna be really important for, like, Gyarados. Yeah, I don't want to get Will-O-Wisped. It's fine on Rizzo because Rizzo's a special attacker. I mean, Rizzo's a mixed attacker, technically, but I don't have any, like... I won't be using Body Slam, and I don't have Earthquake. So this is fine. It's a good start. Yeah, Cyrus's theme is intense. Alright, what's next? Here's Gyarados. Okay. Here's where I switch in Ilessa. So where did he get these? Did he just, like, have them in storage and he was like, okay, now I kind of need them. That boy still, you know, beat my buns, even though I've, you know, leveled up my Pokemon. Alright, Ilessa. Nerf its attack and then electrify it. Oh yeah, I'll definitely let Giratina's battle music play at it. I'm gonna use my Master Ball on it. Because I don't want a Pokemon to die because I'm trying to catch a Legendary with an Ultra Ball. It's not my style. Okay, 2 down. Making progress. Give me one of the birds, please. Give me Crobat, give me Honchkrow. I'll be your best friend, I promise. Oh, it's finally learning Discharge. I think I'm gonna finally ditch Leer. I feel like having the special electric coverage is better than being able to knock down a Pokemon's defense by 1 level. Okay, for a Weavile, you get Lucario. You've won a prize. And that prize is a perfect counter. Fake me out all you like. Because you've wasted your best turn to do damage on me. Man, that thing is fast! Punch Dog. Well, in this case, go Hadouken Dog. This is a special cannon Lucario. It's not gonna punch nothing. Thank you, Josh. Bless me. Okay. Ooh, this thing... No, wait. Heat Wave is a Gen 7 move. Gen 5 move. Eh, why risk it? Sorry. I can't mute for a sneeze? What are you talking about? Alright, there's Honchkrow. I was wrong. But I'm glad that I played it safe. That would have killed Lucario. That would have been so sad. And Vernie, you are, you know what you were doing. And I appreciate it immensely. It's worth repeating, of course, that Vernon's been subscribed since as long as I've had subscribers. 21 months. 21. Which is never should that go without recognition of the incredible niceness that's inculcated in that. Okay. So if he gets a critical hit on the Drill Peck, he takes down Serpentera. Ooh, yeah, Twig, absolutely. Especially with that hat. I don't think I was faster, but whatever. I'm gonna give myself a little more cushion. Because I can. I'm just gonna use Night Slash. Does that have... I think that actually has higher critical hit ratio. There we go. I think I'm good. Oh, I am faster. Never mind. I'm good. I should, maybe pay attention more. I admit that you have pushed me to this extreme. And by extreme, he's talking about Crobat's overbite. Oh. Slam. Okay. The first hit from Toxic's never bad. Yeah, that's why I was hoping for him to send any of the other things that were weak to Luxray. This cannot be possible. I cannot lose.
Why you gotta be that way? Why you gotta do me like that?
I could always switch into Spiritomb. Yeah. I'll switch into Spiritomb. Really rather not have Togekiss die because it can't get off an attack and it's gonna get poison damage. That would be just sad. Just so very, very sad. Cross Poison. Now there's a move for Crobat. Though 35 damage on a critical hit. That's why we pay Cynthia the big bucks. Also, Cynthia, actual Cynthia is like right to our left. I wonder when we're saying, Cynthia, use Dark Pulse! If Cynthia's like, excuse me, what did you name that thing? Also, I wonder if she fully noticed that we have like half of her team. Yeah, we got Lucario, Togekiss, and Spiritomb all here. I don't have Roserade. What of my new world? What of my new galaxy? Was this all a dream swept away? What is the rest? By your reality. Don't think that you can defeat or capture that Pokémon. This bizarre world is none other than that Pokémon itself. Capturing it or defeating it will make this world disappear. Wake up the Windfish. You die, you're in the dream too. Very well. Do what you will. Rather than repairing the world, you're going to destroy it for me. Do it. You inherit my legacy. Don't believe Ondor's lies! I'm Captain Bosch von Ronsenberg of Dalmasca. Yeah, it is just Link's Awakening. With a little Final Fantasy XII thrown in. It's not possible that a Pokemon can make the world disappear. The world awaited your birth. Not only yours either. Pokemon with you. The people close to you. All the people in Pokemon were born because they have a part in the world. I'm convinced of that. Giratina won't go out of existence. This distortion world won't disappear. Our world won't disappear either. Let's go meet Giratina. Oops. I should do something about your hardworking Pokemon first. Thank you. I appreciate it. I appreciate it very much. Here's the thing I'm wondering. Why do we trust Cynthia implicitly? Like, what if she were wrong? What if she were wrong is like, oops, destroy the world. Just because things were getting a little swirly on top of the mountain. Like, you could just leave it a little swirly. It would have been fine. Giratina's enraged because the two worlds are endangered. It's merged the distortion world and our world at the Spear Pillar. That's why both worlds are becoming distorted. But there's nothing to fear. You can defeat Giratina and show the tight bond you share with your Pokemon. Or, you can demonstrate how much you want it to join you. If you succeed in doing either, Giratina will understand. The distortion of the two worlds will stop. Hey. Oh, punch in. Let me give this a shot. You gotta go duel. Ooh, twig it would, yes. Oh. Ooh, things started swirling the other way. We're in Australia. It's too scary. Giratina is quietly eyeing Thomas. Ooh, yes it would, Togepi. Hi. Hi, Giratina. Hi. How are you? Okay, let me do that again. Gigo gaga go woo. Oh, it's so cool that it doesn't get like a battle floor. I forgot that part. Oh, I think it did, Nick, yeah. You know what, I'll give it like I'll give like one try. Just want to listen to the music a little. Dust Ball. Well, biscuits and cheddar. Okay, this is... Will the Master Ball still work? Because this is gonna hurt, if not. Oh, I have a normal type. Never mind, I'm good. Serpentera, if you would please. I don't want to risk it. I'm gonna give it another shot, you know? Why not? Let's try a Pokeball. Would be fun. Could be neat. Who knows? I've caught a Giratina in a Dust Ball before. I've had some lucky catches in this series. It knows Ominous Wind and Shadow Sneak. That's two moves that it can't use on Serpentera. Maybe we could just catch it with something fun. Oh my gosh, two. Ooh, it doesn't have Dragon Claw. How much is that gonna do? 30? I can live with 30. I can watch my HP. I've got Hyper Potions. Let's do a few more. Let's do a few. It doesn't have Stone Edge, I know that. I said I was gonna use the Master Ball. Has Ancient Power though. That's still just 30. If it gets an all stat boost, I'll use a Master Ball then. I'll wait a little though. Yeah, Ancient Power makes sense. Thankfully, this is just, you know... Oh yeah, Ominous Wind can do it too. Right. Yeah, the 13 levels do help. Alright, one more. Then maybe a Hyper Potion. I don't know. Get more of this music. I just hope it keeps using its, its ghost moves. It's good for me. Not what I wanted. Alright, let me, throw Hyper Potion down. Boosh. Oh yeah, the Reggie's music is really good. Deoxys too, actually. And I actually have a good fondness for, like, Suicunes from Crystal. True, it only has 2 Ancient Powers left. It's got, like, 10 Dragon Claws or something. I don't want it to be struggling, you know? I don't want it to use struggle on me. Come on. I want you to come along and be my friend. Giratina don't want to be friends. Giratina's mad. What if I give you a heal ball? That'll soothe you. Soothe. No, didn't do it.
Doesn't want the soothing.
Maybe I have a luxury ball?
Do you feel like Giratina's like... No, I don't. I've got Premier Balls, though. Those are fancy.
Gosh, I love the effect on a Premier Ball. You're right.
Yeah, because it'll... I don't think so. No, we're done with that.
You're coming along. We're done. We're done. We're done. We're done. We're done.
I don't think so. No more of that now.
Alright. What do we call Giratina? Even though Giratina doesn't go into the usable Pokemon roster, what do we call it?
It was banished for its violence. It silently gazed upon the old world from the distortion world.
Cyrus. Worm. Oh, no. It's Zoinks!
All caps. I like it.
Zoinks!
Giratina seems to have understood us.
That Pokemon. That shadowy Pokemon was captured? You gave me the Master Ball, dude! It's your fault.
Or doing so means this irrational world will remain in existence. Does that make it impossible for me to create a new world? If I made new red chains, the new world can't be made.
Why? What compels you to protect the two worlds?
Is spirit a vague and incomplete thing so important to you? The places we are born, the time we spend living, the languages we speak. We are all different, but the presence of Pokemon unites us. We share our lives with our Pokemon, and our happiness grows as we all become greater than we were alone. That is why we can battle and trade with anyone we choose.
Silence! Enough of your blathering. That is how you justify spirit as something worthwhile? That is merely human hoping, deluding themselves that they are happy and safe. The emotions whirling inside me. Rage, hatred, frustration. These ugly emotions arise because of my own incomplete spirit. Enough. We will never see eye to eye. This, I promise you, I will break the secrets of the world. With that knowledge, I will create my complete and perfect world. One day, you will awaken to a world of my creation. A world without spirit.
A world without spirit? That sounds like Gen 8. Oh!
Well, he didn't leave. I mean, this is the exit. He was like, I'm gonna go further in.
Since there is sadness, we can feel joy. When there is anger, compassion is born. Let's go back home. The portal where Giratina was should lead back to our world.
Aw, that's kind of awesome.
Giratina was written in legend as being on the other side of our world. It stands to reason that it has a link to the other side.
So that would have been Casey Kasem, right?
Okay.
Once again, I feel like we're putting a lot of trust into Cynthia.
This place? It's the Send-Off Spring. It's said to somehow lead to the great beyond.
Exactly, Twig. That's what I'm saying. Like, we're putting a lot of faith.
Giratina was said to live in a world on the opposite side of ours. Oh, I'm sincerely sorry. It's very rude of me. Thomas, you're incredible. You really are a fantastic trainer. Let me say this on behalf of all Sinnoh. Thomas, thank you. Oh, that's right. You have to go tell Professor Rowan. He's very worried about you. You should go visit him in his lab.
So yeah, where exactly are we? Wrong thing. I wanted my town map. Oh, right. It's like this. There's like a set. Yeah. So I think first thing next time we'll deal with this area. And then we'll head along to Sunny Shore City. Yeah, the parade in Gen 6 is nice. It's cute. I like a parade at the end of a game. Alrighty, folks. Thank you so very much for joining me. I've had a wonderful time. I hope you have too. I think Friday won't be the finale, but Monday will. Here's what I'm gonna do Friday. Friday's gonna be cleanup night. Friday's gonna be, we're gonna do Sunny Shore Gym, we're gonna do some grinding, and we're gonna do Fuego Ironworks. And then next Monday will be the finale. Because I'll do Victory Road and Elite Four in one night. And that'll probably take, if not the full 3 hours, close to it. If I underestimate, I'll play Ring Fit or something, I don't know. I know, Togepi. It's going to be a 12-part series, which is actually pretty long for me. Anyways, folks, thank you so very much for joining me this evening. I've had a wonderful time. I hope you have too. I'm going to send you on a raid. And tonight, I believe I'm going to send you to Mr. Buckle, who is playing Fogs. If you're not familiar with Fogs, it's adorable. To that end, Nick, I'm considering doing post-game, as bonus episodes later on down the line. Once Platinum isn't the most recent thing. And also once I have some time to, choose some new things. Anyways, please go say hello to Mr. Buckle. He's playing Fogs. She's so cute. Yeah. Thank you all so very much for joining me. I'll be back on Wednesday with The Sims 3 at 7 Eastern Time. Hope to see y'all then. Night, everyone.